Hey, there we go. Hey,
It's
hey.
crazy.
What's up, bro?
What's good?
What's up? What's up?
What up? So I want to start off by congratulating you on your bachelor degree in music production.
I appreciate that, bro. Hey, I'm glad that you recognize that.
Oh no, anytime. So, and the only reason I'm recognizing it is so you come from a powerful household. So you have Dallas, Austin, and Chile, who could have made a way for you, but instead you took it upon yourself to go to school and get your degree. So I commend you for that.
I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, man. That was, college within itself. I mean, I always just said like if I was gonna go, it had to be a musical one. And then
Mm,
when it came to the choices, I got into Berkeley. You know, Berkeley up in Boston, like the
yeah,
Berkeley College of Music. So I got into there, but the thing was, I was just a drummer, and I felt that just drumming would just for 4 years straight, it may have limited me a little bit. When I was down at Full Sail, I was able to do. I actually started doing like engineering type stuff because I already knew some theory. But
yeah,
then my dad actually encouraged me to change my degree because he doesn't really know how to read music, and so he said, this is the best time as ever. You know what I'm saying? As far as
yeah.
like doing this, you know what I mean? And so I was like, you know what? All right, whatever, man. I'm gonna switch my degree. So I switched. It cost me like 6 more months of school or something like that, but it was okay. You know what I'm saying? And it was challenging, but for me, I was like, if I can look back and say like, I did this when things get hard later in life, I can look back and be like, okay, I really overcame something. You know what I'm saying? It was anything but easy. But it was good though. It was a great
So
experience.
what have they taught you about the music industry before you got into the music industry?
So like, I mean, a lot of things along the lines of being like careful and just having a tight circle. Like my engineer, shout out to the real payday. He's been working with me for 6 years now. And like we've developed like a deep relationship, and I think that that's why like sonically I'm able to improve because I do have a healthy circle. You know what I'm saying? And I keep my ideas fresh, keep them bright because it's one thing where it's like because like my parents they encouraged me to do whatever I really wanted to do. So like
Yeah,
I just naturally got into music. Like I think my dad was working with this one band called McFly, and they're a band from London actually, and they had a drum set in the studio. This is back in DARP, and they had a drum set in there, and I taught myself how to play, and I didn't even know that like my dad's two brothers they were actually drummers too. One of them's not here anymore, and then the other one's I think he's in the 60s now. So like I mean everyone it's a deeper musical background than I thought obviously, and so then from drums as transition I went to college, and then I transitioned more into the artist side, and so then the thing was is that they didn't really know exactly what I was doing down at Full Sail, and that's why I
yeah,
came at them and I was like, "Hey, I got this whole EP here. I did the beats, I wrote the songs. Only thing I didn't do was engineer it. This is my engineer I found. We met down there
yeah.
and stuff, and so after that they were like, okay, so we see you're serious about this. I'm like, like, 'cause it was because for them it was just like whatever I did, I could be I mean, I wanted to be a NASCAR driver when I was like 7 or 8, and they said as long as you're the best one, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So with that kind of mentality and that part being like an open field, like I'm not so obligated to get into music if I really want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That made it easier. You feel me? It made it a lot better. So I mean, their advice really goes along the lines of just staying sharp, staying smart. Anything like vocal wise, like my mom gave me vocal tips and stuff. And if it's a producing thing, obviously, my dad can give me tips. So, it's dope.
So this industry can be crucial. So um when you presented the idea to your parents that you wanted to take a career in the music industry, did did they try to talk you out of it, or did they co-sign with you and lead you on to the industry?
It was more like of a so like what did my dad say? He's one time said like if you're really serious after college, he was like if you're really serious about this because I already knew that being in such a position, quote unquote, it raises the intensity and the pressure or whatever. I guess than someone who's not coming from a musical background. So I always had that part in mind, and that's why I've always been working on my craft. And I knew that if I came out with anything, things. So like that's what I'm saying with them. They never disencouraged me to go in the industry, and the most encouraging thing they like would do is just really make me understand to have tough skin early, you know. And I had to learn that. I learned stuff with media and stuff, and like you know I got a good outside perspective even growing up. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, I feel like it's. I mean, and they'll tell me things that they wish they would have done, you know, better and stuff. And you know,
Yeah.
if my kids get into the industry, I could do the same thing. You know, that's the beauty of it. You know, I think that anything when it comes to second generation, it doesn't really matter where you're coming from. You could be a second generation real estate agent or a painter. Your dad was a famous painter, or something like that. It's up to that offspring to really, you know, find themselves and really decide if that's going to be what they want. And if you pressure it, it makes it, you know, more unnatural and less organic. So like any music that I was putting out and I was just doing, I wanted them to both know that it's genuine. This is, you know, this is me. This is my thing. You know, I've been working on it, and you know, I got respect for that. So now it's like, you know, now it's cool because you know you get the respect that way. You feel me?
So you started off as a drummer. So what was it about the drum sets that gravit that gravitate that gravitated towards that?
I think that like, cause I started out like playing guitar actually. Yeah, I played guitar at first, and it's not that it was a bad instrument. It's just that like with drums, like I'm a very hands-on kind of guy. I like action. That's why I do MMA. Like I like hands-on things. I like physical activities that get you going. And for me, it had to do with two things. So like one, it was just random, and I just taught myself how to play it. That like you know just piecing it together, and then I formally went to a percussion class in my middle school at the time, and then just stayed in that. But like I just always had a love for the percussion instruments because it's a rhythm thing. You know, it was always the soul of the beat, and even when it came to beats, I mean, drums are always the first thing that I program first before all the synthesizers or anything, because you know when you realize that the bass, if it's a drummer or if it's the 808 or whatever, that's the soul of the music. You know, that keeps everything together. So you know with that, and then you know growing up listening to lots of rock music and metal and stuff, and honestly, it was like I'm so deep into those genres that like a lot of people don't even know that stuff. But like you know, when I would see drummers like Mike Portnoy have these insane sets up and these insane roto times, and they're doing 60, they're doing like 5/4 timing and 3/8, 6/8 and stuff. It was insane because you know when you come from a somewhat rhythmic background, you see these skills being utilized so good. And I think those guys actually, he went to Berkeley. That was another reason. You know,
Yeah.
it was like the challenge of being good at that was such a thing that like got me going. You feel me? So ever since then, and I think I was around like 10, 11 years old, I was just all about it, you know. And like I said, the artistry stuff came later. I'm a musician first, you know. I'll always say that. But it helped me become a better artist, you know. It really did. Especially
So
to that studio.
so you went from playing the instruments to producing and now to becoming an artist, and you dropped your first EP 2 years ago. So before you dropped that EP, I'm sure that the pressure was extensive simply um because of your background. So how was that process like?
I mean, so that's that. So actually, let me give you a quick story. So it was really, that's why I always give a lot of credit to my engineer, and that's why we were able to get such a good relationship. Because when I was in high school, the biggest fear for me was false expectations
Yeah.
and unfair false expectations. And so like I didn't really want to be in the singing field because I thought
Oh,
that it'd be an expectation there to just live up to that. And I'm not, I might be a different kind of singer. You know what I'm saying? I might be
yeah.
in a way different lane, and it's not going to be a fair thing that, you know, people are going off that. But see, my engineer really just told me, yo, bro, like, fuck that, bro. Because he heard me on a track and I was doing some like more harmonizer kind of thing, like a sing rap kind of thing. And he was like,
Yeah.
bro, yeah, you need to like do more of that. So then I just started trying to develop the style. And so then once I had the EP together, and we were down there working on that for like a few months, you know, it was like, oh, and then what people don't know is I you know, this is what I do. I'm not one of these dudes not doing nothing or
Yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this is what I do. Is I made all the beats and stuff. I was happy I wrote all the songs and stuff. So it really like it motivated me to just to keep developing as an artist, and that's exactly what I did as soon as I was And so we were just creating, like damn near every night, late nights, and I'll have my engineer come down from Atlanta and we'll just go at it, And so then the EP came out of that, and the only thing I didn't feel pressured then at that point because I felt like I already got over my own self-doubt and fears of just this whole singer artist mentality that I was always trying to differ from, but I always loved the like artistry side of it too, So I had to really be like, all right, what you about? You know what I'm saying? Look yourself in the mirror. What you about? You feel me? Like, man, I'm a drummer as much as anything else too. But I was like, that art side, I feel I can excel. And of course I have the belief of them and everybody around me. So this was a serious thing for me.
So Caption went viral, and everybody started doing the whole dance, the rapping. So walk us through the whole writing process, the recording process. Walk us through the whole experience.
All right, so I was in the studio this one day with my man. Shout out Corey Mo. He did the beat. And we were actually, so it was me, him, and my writer friend. His name's Gifted too. We were in the studio. Let's see, we probably just sat there for just a few hours. And the thing was, it was a scratch beat, so it was like, we were building off of it the whole time. And I love it when it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love when you just start from scratch and you just build up a song. And that's exactly what that was. So and then as far as the subject matter, because we both wrote it and we both had the ideas for it. And with my writing process, I like to go in and just do takes of just some stuff, flows and stuff, and we fill it in. We get a good thing behind it, what kind of subject. So like the whole caption subject was really more like, this is down at we're living in the digital media age and stuff. And so, everyone's looking for captions, always looking down at their phones and not worried about what's going up. The sky could fall. The first thing you're going to see is people recording it so they can post it and stuff. So we wanted to kind of get that message across that that's the world that we live in, but just embrace it and make it more fun and, just at the skirts and just the dances and stuff. And then as far as the challenge went, man, shout out my man Phil Wright, man. He did the whole routine and everything, and that was just the, he killed it. You know what I'm saying? And so then once he did it, it was like a week after I just flew out. Because I think my mom was on the road, and I was like, let me fly out for a couple of shows. I want to see you guys on the road or whatever. So I flew out to Detroit, Cleveland, and then they did it in front of the bus. And I'm not really a dancer myself, so that's why I did my little thing at the end. And then by the time I got to the airport, it was like, oh. And the crazy part is that the song wasn't even out yet. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I was like, this was the challenge was getting it together. And it was right before that TikTok shit really blew up. Right. So I'm still getting TikTok challenges and all that. And that would have been, that within itself is sick too. And I got more music on the way as we speak. But yeah, the whole thing was crazy. And I mean, unfortunately, we're in this COVID-19 stuff. So, I had some shows get delayed, some get canceled. I had 5 shows. I'm not complaining too much, man. It is what it is. We the people don't control it. So, what can you do? But I'm looking forward to everything getting back on track so I can perform that song and the many other songs that will be released between, now and whenever this episode with.
So as far as break down 7/7 to us. 7/7/7.
Hey. Man, it's just more like my lifestyle, man. It's it's about spiritual wokeness at the end of the day. That's why I always it's my own personal meaning, 7 days, 7 nights, 7 million years to go. Meaning it's work that'll never be finished, but that's why you strive for greatness. That's why I was never about the small stuff. I just wanted I was like, if I died tomorrow, I just want to say I can be in the history books, and I know I'm far from that right now. So that's why I'm humbly grinding and just staying on my path. And 7/7/7 has to do with woke divinity, spiritual divinity. Just I say it's you put your ego aside and you're just completely self-aware. You're aware of the world, aware of your surrounding situation. And I kind of took that as a theme, and I was like, it's positivity. Numbers are a lot, but it's a number of positivity, and I think it's a realistic number. I think it's something that people can gravitate towards once they kind of break it down and get towards it. And so then I kind of got the whole 7 gang army after that. Yeah. So that's we staying strong, we continuing to grow, and that's why I'm just so happy that For me, I'm just so happy that that the song is out and the video is out, so that now I can put out more music and stuff because I was trying to shoot that music video and it was just trying to get everything together, get
Mm.
properly, get the right folks and everything, and that within that process, that was in February. I shot the video. These were all my ideas put on paper. That was the other thing
Okay.
too. Once I saw that, I was like, finally, cool. I got a statement right there. I got someone with my name on it that feels good. You know what I'm saying? And that seeing the video come to life with my vision, that was probably the best thing within the whole process. Of course, the challenges. I mean, hey man, when you getting challenges around from like the
Right.
whole, you know what I'm saying, from Brazil to Korea to Africa to Canada, man, like every country. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the beauty of it because now I have another challenge thing coming through, and everyone keep asking me why I don't do the caption challenge. I'm like, I'm not a fucking dancer, but at the same time, my next one's gonna be a little more simple, more like I guess not as routine, but we'll see. I'm gonna still make my version of it so people don't think I'm doing my challenges.
So, who was the first person you called when you went viral?
Um. My girlfriend. I told her to check Instagram. I was like, hey, I was like, look at what's going on. I was on the way. I was on the way back to Atlanta, and
Mm-hmm.
so within that 4 hour period, the challenge and all that stuff happened, and the reposting, I think Shade Room, one of those outlets, and all that was happening. And I'm getting on the airplane, and I'm on my social. I'm on the phone, my social media team, just trying to figure out how we can get the song out. So I
Yeah.
was like, yo. Because the thing was, if you want to know the whole process of how captions even got chosen, well, I had 5 songs lined up, and I was really, I was working all 2018 and 19 after college, just trying to get, what's my right song? What's my right song? Working with various producers, a couple of different writers. I like to write for the most part my own, but I still have
Yeah.
some writers I like to work with too. And I had about 5 songs, and around June, I had this like listening party, and it was the dude that was hosting, what's his name, Romeo from Rolling Out. He hosted it. My PR put it together, and I had like
Okay.
70. Yeah, I had like 70 unbiased like ears. I just want people who were just random. You could be in the industry. You could just be casual, just whatever. And it was just like this like little stage, like kind of area. And I played 5 songs, and I said whichever one gets the most votes, then it's gonna win, and it's gonna have a video, and I'm gonna go push forward with it, get the challenge, all that. So captions had the most hands. Simple as that. It was simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then after it got chosen, that's when the challenge came forward, and then everything, I guess, just kind of came together.
Cool. So while social distancing, I saw that you went back to play the drums. So once all this is all done with, when you go on tour, can we see you on stage playing the drums and everything?
Absolutely. That is my dream, man. That
Oh,
is
okay.
that is my dream, bro. Like honestly, that's why I was like it was such a tear with the whole Berkeley thing because I really wanted to find because I went to a songwriting camp and I found some good vocalists, instrumentalists,
Oh,
guitar,
dope.
bass players, and I really wanted to be in a band. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's not that I was shun that idea right now. It's not that at all. Like I was still
Yeah.
I think that I mean all you have is time nowadays. I'm a multitask as much as I can. That's why I songwrite. That's why I produce and all that. What I really want to do, and that was funny because I was gonna Corey Mo, the same producer. He was gonna come over to my house and we were gonna do the same thing. But I wanted to record my drums, like my actual drums, and have real samples of them, or just
Yeah.
record live drums over like tracks or stuff, and then get on them and spit. You know what I'm saying? And so all that is definitely possible. I've seen people, do vocals right on the drums and stuff. I might just stop the show in the middle of that shit, just do a whole drum solo, go crazy. But that I can give you 100%. That's 100% gonna happen. And that's my new set too. It's a double bass set, so it's 2 bass drums, and it's honestly just for like just lots of playing, lots of like fills and stuff. That's why I just kind of had my phone up. I was like, just play around a little bit. I hadn't shown my drum side in a little while since college, so want to let everybody know I was still there. but and I have a YouTube channel now, and I mean songs, cover some of my own songs, just studio writing processes, just more like stuff. But this COVID stuff is just blocking a little bit of things. But we're maneuvering and staying safe at the same time. You know me, I'm still getting records done. That's why I'm saying I have another record that's on the way as we speak. But I'm just waiting for like my Joe, you there, bro? Oh,
Yeah,
there we go. No, hey, you good, you good.
hold up for a second.
7 games, like
So, so who's your ultimate? Who would you like to collaborate out of everybody in the industry,
everybody.
and
What
why?
genre though? What genre?
It's completely up to you. If you have to pick and choose from each genre and break it down as to why.
Okay, okay. Let's see. So I would definitely say from like more of a like I guess rock standpoint, maybe Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like I don't know how that will go or work, but them or Linkin Park. Oh my God, bro! If I could get a
Well,
record with
if
them,
if Jay Z worked with Linkin Parks, then
that's
you
hey,
got
that's what
me.
I was saying. That's what I
Yeah,
was saying. Oh, someone already took the word. I'll say Weezy, Lil Wayne. That's man. That's one of the ghosts, man. That's one of my inspirations too. Just growing up listening to rap, so having a song with him would be pretty iconic. I mean, honestly, Wayne, and if you want to like go like more new artists, like along the lines of Uzi, like Cardi, all those guys are like all valid. Let's see, from a I guess like R&B standpoint, I'm trying to think like now like if it was like my perfect world, like Michael Jackson, of course, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. I mean, I'm
Of
talking about things that are
course.
possible. I mean, dude, shoot, Billie Eilish, that'd be a dope collab.
Okay.
Unique, different artists, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, honestly, bro, at the end of the day, it means anybody. You know, Kendrick Lamar, that's always been a big one for me. Like, Ye, just, I mean, you know, Kanye is Kanye, but I mean, it's just like, you know, working with genius. I mean, genius is genius. You know what I'm saying? And like, just being able to share records with any kind of excellence for me that's awesome. So open for all the features.
Well, I'm here for it, bro. So we saw we saw how you spoiled your girlfriend for on Valentine's Day. So Father's Day
Yep.
and Mother's Day is right around the corner. So have you planned anything for Dallas and Chile for Father's Day and Mother's Day?
Man, I don't even know how about my own birthday, bro. I'm about to turn 23 and I don't even think I'm gonna be able to have a
Oh,
birthday
happy
party, man.
birthday!
Yeah, man, this shit fucked up. This whole Corona thing, man. I don't know. Hey, well, I mean, I definitely got presents lined up for him, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. I think so. He's actually quarantined at his house with his mom and his older brother, and my Mima, she's like 83 right now. So you know, it's good that she's staying in one environment and stuff because you know,
Yeah,
obviously the Corona thing is nothing to play with. So you know. And then my mom's also my grandma, she's in isolation at her house over on mom's side, but like you know we're always over there making sure she's good and stuff too. I mean I'm only with my girlfriend or with my mom, grandma, you know, parents, whatever. So I mean
yeah.
just staying safe, you know. I mean if anything, that's I was talking I was who was that? I was talking to my girlfriend about it the other day. I was like, I guess worst case scenario for you know my birthday if I ain't really got like you know I ain't really have time to have a party and all this stuff because it's just all about safety. Like I know. What state are you in? Are you in Georgia?
Yeah, I'm in Georgia,
You in Georgia? So
Midtown
you know
Atlanta.
our
Yeah.
governor's tripping right now. You know what I'm
Oh, he's
saying?
stripping.
Like
So
he's
I'm not going outside. I'm not going
no. I'm
outside.
staying inside, man. And I
Yeah,
work at a home studios, and like it doesn't have a lot of traffic around there. So I mean, it's
yeah,
over in Camp Creek, and it's like it's so far. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that's like, and it's more isolated and stuff. So I'm still working on my records and stuff. The only thing I'm missing out, of course, is like shows and whatnot. But like, and obviously just going out with your friends and whatnot. But I'm not gonna rush the process. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to delay my birthday a
yeah.
few more days, just or weeks, whatever, just to be safe.
When is your birthday exactly?
June 2nd.
Oh, June 2nd. Oh, just like my sister.
Oh,
Okay.
for real? Gemini,
Yeah.
man. That's what that
So,
was supposed to be my next tattoo, a little Gemini sign or something like that.
okay. So you being young and being in the industry and being in a relationship, how do you keep your professional life outside of the household?
Man, honestly, just honestly, you have to just have a humble partner. You gotta have, you know, I mean, for me, my girlfriend's really humble. She's always been really humble about my life and about, you know, what, you know, she's aware of what's going on and stuff. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, she comes from she's from Korea, so she comes from a very
Yeah.
more disciplined culture and stuff. And so, you know, whatever I'm doing on the outside, I always get the support. She be at my studio sessions sometimes if she doesn't have her own plans. And, you know, it's, as long as it's, you know, we respect each other as humans and just, you know, you just appreciate, okay, yeah, that's what you do. That's what I do. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, she doesn't ever make me feel like I'm some alien or something like that or something different. That's why, I mean, honestly, like anybody I ever had super close to me, like they don't treat me like this. Oh, you're Tron, this Tron thing. I mean, I heard all that stuff in high school and whatnot in college. Or why are you here and all this kind of stuff. And I had to find that out myself, So I was like,
Yeah.
whenever I was really ready for like a relationship, that person has to understand that too. Like I shouldn't have to reteach all that. You feel me? So, she's been like that the whole time. She's been super humble, always there, you know what I'm saying? Supportive of my music, supportive and respects my craft. You feel me? So that kind of criteria, and that's just not me. That's really just anybody. Anyone who understands what you do and you can keep your business and they can respect your business and y'all can enjoy personal. That's an amazing thing, That keeps you level headed, that keeps you grounded and it keeps you away from danger, honestly, believe it or not, It's a lot of things I feel like I could have been into or situations just not being woke, not being aware, situational awareness, That all has to do with the sevens, yeah. You understand?
Yep. So, as you know, today marks 18 years since Left Eye passed away, and your mom was a part of music history with the group TLC, who paved the way for so many individuals. So, growing up, what? Not that you recall because you are still young, but what can you remember your mom telling you or experiencing with Left Eye?
So let's see. Like you said, I was really young as far as like super like detailed experience. We would have conversation. I just remember her just being like, hey, just being nice. I'm like, hey, Auntie Lisa. I know her as Auntie Lisa. So
Yeah.
the whole Left Eye thing that happened. I knew that after and everything. Of course, I knew her stage name. I knew, my Auntie T on stage name too. But like, I knew her as Auntie Lisa. So, just being in the studio with her, and like I said, I was like 6, 7 by the time, and I think I wasn't any more than 7 or 8 by the time that she passed away. So I don't remember too much, but I just remember in the studio, her presence, good energy. I've always been good with energy. I think as a kid, I was good with energy too. So I mean, she seemed like a great person, And of course, after I was able to hear all the amazing stories and all that stuff, and
So, um, where where can all your fans find your music on all streaming platforms?
all streaming platforms, just under Tron. That's where Captions is. Stream that EP2. I got a single coming. I don't really want to put like an exact date on it, but I know before
Yeah.
May, before like the end of May, I'm gonna have like my single will be out and everything with the whole TikTok, everything that's coming with it. And so just be staying tuned for that. My YouTube, Tron Music, Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, time fly by. If you're a gamer, Xbox, time fly by.
So, without giving it away, so your new single that's going to break TikTok, what can we expect from that?
I mean, a couple of my fans they've heard it just like tuning into my lives, like when I'll just do a real like a real quick live or something like that. Like I played the song a couple of times and I then put on my story. So I mean, it's not too much of a secret as far as the actual song goes. It's called Arson, and you'll hear it soon enough, and it's really just like because when you have a single and a song that does numbers or does whatever, you're
Yeah.
kind of in a position of what exactly is supposed to happen after this. And so,
Right.
like, for me, I was just like piling songs and just getting a good vault of things, get a good, track record, just developing as an artist, just staying hungry. All that stuff goes into perspective. And so I feel like every record that I choose and I isolate and I let my team hear and we're like, okay, yeah, maybe this one, you know what I'm saying? Get a good plethora and then be able to dissect them and then go in and choose one. That whole process is amazing. And so I think with this next single, it's just another development of me, A lot of people struggle to exactly put my genre in a category, and so do I, as far as exactly the sound. And I think it's always like a mixture of hip hop, R&B pop. It's like a fusion, a little bit of rock in there too, because I grew up a metalhead. You know what I'm saying? So that was funny. Funny thing is that's the first genre I was exposed to was like rock and metal. I knew about all
really? Oh, wow.
rock and metal. The first thing I did when I went to a Kiss concert when I was 6, so I'm like a diehard Gene Simmons fan. Like I had like paint and everything. Like I always did the tongue and like the rock sign and stuff. So he's another big inspiration for me too, because if you look at that music room, he actually gave me that giant poster and he gave me a gold plaque off his wall and stuff. I mean, the man was totally awesome. And I remember I took pictures. I stood on his feet because they had them giant boots.
Yeah.
They had them giant boots. So I remember, and I still have the picture and everything. The drummer signed up. So I actually knew about like rock and metal. That was my first genres. And then, of course, I just get exposed to everything else. But that's a little fun fact, That
was dope. Well, I want to commend you for making a name for yourself and trust and believe you're about to dominate. You're about to dominate this music industry, and I look forward to all of your future projects.
I appreciate that, bro, man. I appreciate that. I so, much more to come. Much more to come.
Yeah, and so once we're done being on lockdown, I'm gonna hit you up for a sit down, face-to-face interview, or backstage on your tour.
For sure.
Or at the recording studio, but nothing but love for you, bro.
I was gonna say any time, bro. You let me know, and just until then, just stay safe, and wish your family well, everybody around you. Make sure everyone's staying safe, and other than that, keep surviving. God bless.
Yep. Any last word for your fans?
See, any last words, guys? Just be on the lookout for Arson, my new single coming out very soon. Just getting the last little details together, and I will have a TikTok challenge to go along with it. Get up in the mix of TikTok formally, because I just created mine. I'm just getting how it works now. Like some of my fans send me some crazy cool TikToks. Like this one dude's on roller skates, and he did the challenge, and then he was in an arcade. Yeah, they get so creative, bro. Like it's so free, it's so open. Like it's definitely something that I want to be a part of. So this next song is going to be super TikTok heavy as far as the challenges. I'm getting some dope people doing the challenges and stuff. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be fire. And other than that, y'all hit me on all socials. Time fly by.
Okay. So speaking of TikTok, so I'm trying to get you to create a TikTok. So what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get you to create a scene for TikTok.
Okay. No, Rush Hour 2 is still funny. Yeah, Rush Hour 2 or like a John Wick movie. But see, John Wick ain't that funny. John Wick just be going crazy on the niggas. Yeah, I'm excited to say Rush Hour 2.
What scene would you reenact for TikTok?
The scene, the Ricky Tan scene, man. That shit's so funny. The one where he was trying to get up on his feet, and then like all the bodyguards surround him and stuff. Yeah. That's the funniest shit ever. He's like Ricky Tan. Funniest things. Yeah. That would probably be the one. That one or let's see, that one or in the first one when Jackie Chan singing the wow, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is a good.
Cool. So the last thing you posted on your social media was you playing the drums. So the next post, it has to be a TikTok video from Rush Hour. And I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to hold you to it.
Okay. So, I'm gonna work on that. I want to do it right. Because I like I know like what did you do? You put the movie in there. Like how do they be doing?
See, that's a good question because I've never done TikTok because I'm a horrible actor, so I don't know. So I have to perfect it. So I have to do my research on it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean I'm gonna figure it out, bro. I'll figure it out. I'll get that thing going.
Yeah. But thank you so much for taking the time out, and I look forward to all your current and your future projects, homie. And 777, okay? Tune in.
7 gang, y'all already know.